Okay. I almost can't believe that I'm still playing this game. But here we are. I will finish this thing. Alright. In my time away, I have cleared all of the skip challenges that I did. I even did that strongest rumble with the false positives, which took a bit. But now we're here in Area F, which is the dock. Let's do this. Oh, the Nintendo Switch 2 console has a microphone. Oh, and I also found out that the Nintendo Switch power adapter is not enough, or is not compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. It is enough to make it so that the dock will charge your system, but it is not enough to make it so that it will pass through to the TV. Which is a bummer. My voice became a robot voice. Just gonna speak into the Nintendo Switch 2 microphone. After a small delay, your voice will bounce back at you. It might even come back different from when it left. Experience your voice changing. Say something and listen to your echoed voice. Say something and listen to your echoed voice. Say something and listen to your echoed voice. Switch to a different effect. Echo your voice for 5 seconds. Question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm a parrot. Look, that's a gorilla. That's a set of mountains.
Say something and listen to your echoed voice. Switch to a different effect. Echo your voice for 5 seconds. Question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm a parrot. Look, that's a gorilla. That's a set of mountains.
Alright, there you go. Ooh, gorilla. That was kind of funny. Ooh, banana. And the obligatory robot voice. Well done.
Well done.
There's a few peculiar echoes in there, huh? Air intake. Ah. It was just like, you know I can go all the way in there, right? So that's why the back of the dock is round. The dock is more than a stand. At first glance, the Nintendo Switch 2 dock might just look like a regular stand, but it's actually much more than that. It can change video signals from the Nintendo Switch 2 console to signals that your television can receive. It has USB ports, letting you use multiple kinds of devices. And it allows you to connect to the internet via LAN cable. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock is designed for use with the Nintendo Switch 2 console. This means that it can't be used with the Nintendo Switch console. At first glance, the new dock doesn't look so much different from the Nintendo Switch dock. But on the inside, a lot has changed. It needs to keep up with Nintendo Switch 2 console's rapid video signals. Also, now that the dock is bigger, if you try to force a Nintendo Switch console into this Nintendo Switch 2 dock, the control sticks or unattached controllers might get stuck. In short, please don't try to insert any Nintendo Switch consoles into the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. Conversely, the Nintendo Switch 2 console cannot be used with the Nintendo Switch dock. The Nintendo Switch 2 console uses a lot more electricity than the Nintendo Switch console, so even if you could connect it, it would exceed the Nintendo Switch dock's power capabilities and simply wouldn't work. Please make sure to only use the Nintendo Switch console with the Nintendo Switch dock, and only use the Nintendo Switch 2 console with the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. That reminds me, I needed to remember to do something. Sorry, bear with me 2 seconds. Sorry, bear with me just a moment. I apologize. Okay, that's fine. Do it quickly, please. Okay, I can't finish that just yet, so we'll just move on. All right. I'll have to worry about that later tonight. Cooling fan inside prevents the dock from getting too hot and allow the Nintendo Switch 2 console to perform at its best. Also, the base of the dock is raised about 2 millimeters. There are many holes on the underside of the dock. The console and the dock's fans draw air in through these holes and through the gaps at the sides. This helps in the inside of the console and the dock stay as cool as possible. a rounded back. If you look at the back of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock, you'll find it has rounded edges. This dock has a much more rounded shape to it than the Nintendo Switch dock. Why is it rounded like this? It's so the Joy-Con release buttons on the Joy-Con 2 controllers are easy to reach. When the Nintendo Switch 2 console is inserted into the dock, detaching the Joy-Con 2 controllers should be easy. The dock isn't rounded just because it looks cute that way. Oh my god. At least these, like, other areas are slightly less involved. Nintendo Switch 2 dock serves many purposes, but which does it follow? Fine, can to show people what's inside. To follow the curvatures of the Earth. How are there more insights on the dock? One of the 4 feet. The underside of the Nintendo Switch 2 dock, there are 4 small rubber feet. These rubber feet prevent the dock from sliding when the console is inserted. This may sound great, but if the cable connected to the dock snags, the feet catch. The dock might tilt over since it doesn't slide. So, we modified one of the 4 feet. A bit of plastic sticks out slightly more. If the dock tilts slightly, this plastic will touch the floor. It will slide a bit, making the dock less likely to fall over. This tiny extra piece of plastic comes in very handy. That is, like, okay. You wonder about, like, why something is shaped, or, like, why is this little bit here? And if it's, like, stuff like that, it's ridiculous sometimes. But genius on the other side. The other side of the Nintendo Switch 2 console is a little rounded. Down here, near where the system connector in the dock goes, there are spots that are slightly raised. If the positioning is a little off when the console is inserted into the dock, these raised spots will come into contact with the inside of the dock. Without this raised spot, the ridge on the dock might slide off and the rounded part of the console and bend. Additionally, the connectors may not be inserted properly. With a slightly raised spot, we've ensured that the console will not get stuck. A ridge and some bumps. If you look into the Nintendo Switch 2 dock from directly above, you'll see a mechanism around the connector that makes it easier to insert the Nintendo Switch 2 console. Here in the middle, there's a narrow ridge, and there are 2 little bumps here to the left and right. Now if you take a look at the Nintendo Switch 2 console, you'll see that it has indentations that line up with the ridge and the bumps. These guide the console into the right position for it to fit into the dock's connector. First, the ridge in the middle of the dock fits into the indentation on the console's underside, lining them up. Next, the left and right bumps fit into the console's other indentations for even more precise alignment. These bumps sit on top of a small stand, which is supported by springs. The connector only comes out when this stand is pushed down. When the connector at last emerges, the console connects to the dock via the connector. With such a mechanism, even if you get a bit sloppy when inserting the console into the dock, it should still work. Yay, let's get sloppy with the Switch 2. Now that you're up to speed, have a quiz. Well, to be asserted in what way? With some imprecision. Response stop it from getting stuck. Just one. Alright, who's this granny that keeps following me around? Maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but I've got my eye on a certain minigame here. You know the dodge the spiked balls? It was designed after by a staff member who's really into the bullet barrage games. Which is all well and good, except for the difficulty of Part 4. Well, I'll tell you more about it soon. Back cover locking mechanism. Apparently there's a way to get medals even if you don't have a 4K compatible TV. It's this thing they're calling the skip signal. So you just got the staff member defending the minigame. You can press a pixel on the 4K screen is really this tiny. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try again. I need my second clear medal. That settles it. I'm gonna buy 4K. Oh my god. Really starting to understand our son's work. AC adapter. Air vent. Pretty sure it's just the HDMI cable. Say, have you ever tried looking into individual pixels on a 4K screen? It's tough with my eyesight, I tell you, especially with a 4K screen. There's so many of the little things. So many of the little things. And then again, it's not too surprising that it's difficult. Pixels these days look like tiny little specks. We reckon it'd be nice to give you an idea of just how small they are. That's the gist of this minigame. There's 5 little pixels to find in total. Think you're keen-eyed enough to spot them all? Pixel hunt, huh? Oh. Mouse time. Mouse time. Choose the level of brightness at which the pixel is visible. Yeah. Please. Holy fucking hell. Sorry, I'm like changing my position here for a little bit. Ooh! You mean tell me you can see every little pixel on the 4K screen? I suppose you're already thinking 8K. No. Pixels will be floating around the screen. Five drifting pixels. Dude, how could you do it with level 1? Jesus Christ. Even level 2 I can't see. I feel like this game would make you worried and make you think that you have like a dead pixel sometimes. Really, but the pixels were wandering around. You're too good. You mean tell me you can see every little pixel on the 4K screen? Nope. Don't repeat the same thing over and over again, please. Nintendo Switch A2 AC adapter is pretty powerful, but its cable is thin. Removable cable. Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter's cable can be detached. This means that when you want to carry the AC adapter around with you, you can easily stub both parts. USB-C charging cable for the Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter is thinner and more flexible than the Nintendo Switch AC adapter. This makes the AC adapter convenient and easy to pack nicely on the go. It's easy to wrap up the cable gently, as shown here. If you have the Nintendo Switch AC adapter handy, compare the flexibility of the two cables. The Nintendo Switch A2 AC adapter is much smaller than the Nintendo Switch AC adapter. However, it can output a lot of power. Compared to the Nintendo Switch AC adapter, it's increased by more than 1.5 times, from 39 watts to 60. That's why it won't work. It's small, but it's mighty. Praise me later. What? No hidden AC adapter quiz 2? Nice. I got the clear medal from the tech demo too. Filling out the map is so satisfying. They're like really trying to sell. It's like really trying to sell itself to you. I've never used two mice at once before. Well, had you not explored Area A? They require you to use two mice in a specific demo. Multiple demos require you to use multiple mice, I think. Anyway, so this is more of a demo than a game, but I'll try it out. The Joy-Con 2L and Joy-Con 2R each have a mouse sensor. This means it's possible for you to use mouse controls with both of them at the same time. Have some fun splashing water around. You can play two-handed, or you can pass a Joy-Con 2 to a friend. Dual mouse water scoop. What garbage is this? Alright, move a paddle, change the stage, spin the water wheel, make the light bulb as bright as possible, and something. Okay, thankfully it was moderately easy. If you have a Switch 2 and you've never played, or a Switch and you've never played TV mode, it's kind of amazing. Unless you have the light. There's HDR and smooth movement insights here are similar to the ones you can find on the main console area, but the ones over there have to do with the console screen, while these are about TV screens. When connected to a TV, Nintendo Switch 2 can produce an image that changes at high speeds, up to 120 times per second, in fact. So we can say that the screen is 120 Hz compatible. If you have a 120 Hz compatible game and TV, you'll get the appearance of smooth movement as the pictures change quickly. Nintendo Switch changes image up to 60 times per second, so a rate of 120 times per second means that the movement looks twice as smooth. Mouse movements will appear smoother, right stick will feel smoother, as you scroll, screen will look smoother. It is basically the same. That's kind of lame if you're like repeating stuff. When Nintendo Switch 2 outputs video to the TV, it can do so using very bright light. Devices capable of this are HDR compatible. HDR short for high dynamic range. Nintendo Switch can use approximately 16.77 million different types of light and color. Meanwhile, Nintendo Switch 2 can use hundreds of millions. If you have an HDR compatible game and TV, now it's possible to display intense bright light. Okay, yeah. subtle differences, however. TV will vary. That's exactly the same shit. Okay. In terms of TV image output, Nintendo Switch 2 is compatible with 4K resolution. An image is made up of many dots or pixels, 3840 by 2160. That's 4 times as many pixels as a Nintendo Switch. This is the most ever for any Nintendo console. If you have both a game and TV to 4K compatible, ultra high speed. The Nintendo Switch 2 system comes with an HDMI cable. This cable is an ultra high speed HDMI cable. As the name suggests, it can transmit data very quickly. And indeed, the cable needs to transmit a lot of data. The sharp and detailed 4K picture, the video displayed with bright light, and smooth images at 120 Hz sent to your TV. To achieve all this, compatible game and TV are required. Okay. Only one light of that was semi-different. QQVG, I feel like that's something else. Oh shit, there's a hidden quiz. Please give some new insights. How picture gets to the screen? When connecting the Nintendo Switch 2 console to the TV and turn on the power, images appear on the TV screen. You might think that the console is simply outputting signals to the TV, but in fact, all kinds of processes are going on between the console, the dock, and the TV. When the console is turned on, the information is transmitted to the dock, which then transmits the signal through the cable to the TV. The TV then responds, and the dock relays that response back to the console. So you see, the console and the TV communicate through the dock. At this point, the main unit asks the TV through the dock what kind of video it can handle. Then the console receives the reply via the dock. The console decides what kind of image to display. Finally, the image is output from the console, converted by the dock, and then displayed on the TV. All sorts of processes are handled in a short span of time before the image is displayed. Yeah. When you play on a Nintendo Switch 2 system connected to a TV, various electrical signals are output via the USB Type-C connector on the console. These signals won't normally show up on the TV, not without a little extra help anyway. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock picks out the video signals, converts them into different video signals called HDMI, then sends the video signals to your TV via the ultra-high-speed HDMI cable. The dock does a lot of heavy lifting. Nintendo Switch 2 exchanges more than just images with the TV. It interacts in all kinds of ways. The console is what's called CEC enabled. CEC stands for Consumer Electronics Control. When you power on the Nintendo Switch 2 system, the TV will automatically turn on, and the input mode will change. And when the TV is turned off, the Nintendo Switch 2 system will automatically enter sleep mode. This feature can be found under System Settings in the Home menu and is called Match TV Power State. Not only that, the TV will also display Switch 2 when switching input to the Nintendo Switch 2 console. With CEC compatibility, the Nintendo Switch 2 console is easily recognized by the TV. However, the compatibility of your TV may vary from model to model. You need to train your TV. It's easy to use without any setup. Some TVs include special settings suited to games. This is sometimes called game mode. This makes the images less prone to lag, which makes playing them easier. When it comes to Nintendo Switch 2, you may not need to enable such TV settings manually. It automatically switches the TV to a mode that's suited for games. This is known as being ALLM compatible. ALLM stands for Auto Low Latency Mode. However, this feature is only available for ALLM compatible TVs. The system is set up to automatically make games easy to play without having to change any settings. The way that I hold my controller sometimes is going to activate mouse mode. What does a Nintendo Switch 2 dock do with a video signal sent from the Nintendo Switch 2 console? It converts them for the TV. They use the dock. Alright. That finishes this section. Thankfully, we've got Area G. Huh, there's an LED next to the lens. Glad I found that. I played with a Game Boy camera all the time when I was a kid. There's something special about games that use camera. A movable camera head. The Nintendo Switch 2 camera has a movable head. It can be tilted up and down. More precisely, it can tilt down. You can tilt it down about 10 degrees or up 25 degrees. With this range of motion, you can, even if you place the camera somewhere high or down low, you should still be able to center it on what you want to capture. Also, to keep the head in the angle you adjust it to, we sandwich silicone rubber between the inner parts. Capturing a wide angle. I have looked at this. It actually captures a massively wide angle. One of the benefits of the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is that it can capture a fairly wide angle. To get technical, the field of view is 110 degrees. It's nearly twice what the Nintendo 3DS camera could capture. Thanks to this wide angle, the camera can capture your whole face when you play in handheld mode. In tabletop mode, it makes it easier to capture the two people playing side by side. And in TV mode, the camera can even capture a player who's standing. It's also easy to fit multiple people sitting around a room within the field of view. If the angle seems a little too wide, you can zoom in when using game chat to narrow the field of view. Preventing distortion. As you may already know, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera can capture a wide angle. However, if we don't take any extra measures, the camera could run into a problem. The images would begin to distort around the edges. To address this, we designed the lens so that people near the edge of the frame aren't distorted. While this means that the spot directly in front of the lens will come out slightly distorted, it reduces the chance of people looking distorted. The privacy shutter of the Nintendo Switch 2 camera can close over the camera if you use its slider. When the shutter is closed, the camera won't be able to capture anything. So, if you're ever concerned about privacy, you can simply close the shutter. When the shutter is closed, the lens will be covered with a white lid, so you can tell at a glance that the camera can't see you. Currently, my camera cannot see me. You can also check the LED to the left of the lens. If the LED is on, the camera's on. If it's off, the camera's off. That's not all. Oh, I like that. To prevent the shutter from only closing halfway, we use the torsion spring so that it either opens or closes fully. It'll feel like it's being pulled open or pushed close. When you close the shutter, an image is sent to the Nintendo Switch 2 console to indicate that nothing is being captured. Trace back through Nintendo's history, and you'll find that Nintendo has made it possible for players to play games using cameras for some time. The Game Boy camera lets you play with pictures you take of your face. You can aim the Wii Remote's pointer lens at the TV screen. Nintendo DSi system lets you calculate how similar to people's faces look. The 3DS and AR cards can let you play with things that don't physically exist in the real world. The Wii U gamepad lets you see the faces of other players. And you can build functional controllers out of cardboard using IR motion camera on the Nintendo Joy-Con. With Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, you can turn your home into a racetrack, which was actually pretty fun. I actually really enjoyed that. It's not just about taking pictures, it's about having fun. In which direction can the head up and down? $110. Center. I think I got that wrong. I don't think I read the full question. We'll find out if I was right. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was saying like which part will get distorted, not which part makes it harder to distort for some reason. As I mentioned, it was designed by a staff member who's really into bullet barrage games. Just find the problem is I think the designer likes that sort of game too much and went a little overboard. Part 4 is really hard. Its designer said the difficulty is what makes it so fun, so I guess what I'm saying is Dodge the Spike Balls Part 4 is the toughest challenge you'll find at this exhibition. So be ready for it. Oh, but if you're really struggling with it, Try handing a second controller to a friend. It can actually be played with 2 players. How do you get so many things right? It's kind of amazing. Right, only got 1 clear medal again. Just let me try one more time. Uh-oh, what's this? This minigame uses HD Rumble 2 and mouse controls. HD Rumble 2 can create complex vibrations. You play the game by holding down a button and moving the mouse cursor over invisible shapes. As you move over the shapes, the mouse will respond subtly, making it feel like you're really touching them. Your goal is to guess the shape using only the sense of touch. Oh, okay. Interesting. Feel the shape. I'm actually kind of amazed with this one because it could have easily have been the star. Say, feel the alphabet? Let's see again. Oh, that was a lucky guess. And you look for the most defining feature. Oh, fuck. C! I'm trying to be fast. I'm literally just trying to speed run this. So I'm just making like slightly biased guesses. Oh, I should probably try harder. It's never X. Okay, so just so that you know, I'm making like snap judgments based on stuff that I like feel. I'm not specifically trying to like feel out the shape of the letter. Okay, I have another way that I need to test this one. But my guesses are slightly unreliable. No, I didn't. Okay, let's lock in. If I think it's P, it's F. If I think it's F, it's P. Fucking basketball textured letter bullshit. Okay, so it can be eggs. I guess I'm just looking for that magical one where everything that I do just aligns properly. All I will say is that this will be easier than the vibration one. I say. Hey Google, what temperature is the thermostat set to?
It's currently 73 degrees.
Alright. Nothing here. Fuck! That's what I was going for! I was literally going for F! That sucks, that was like it. Okay, that worked out. Use a camera to play this one. Okay, 2 seconds, everybody. Like, my room is such an odd color right now, and it's all because of the color of the screen. Oh my god. So here we go. Put it down just a teeny bit. So it has my face. I couldn't get it to register my eyebrows. Oh, come on, that's almost perfect. Hey Google, turn on 2. I wonder if glasses kind of interfere with it a little bit. All right. I know that there's a higher level score, isn't there? It has to be, right? I can't see it to make it. I mean, if you want to know what I'm doing, that is almost exactly what I'm doing. Here, I wonder if you can actually see my face, like where I'm currently sitting. I just want to do both cheeks. Yeah, that one was awful. Also, I can't seem to get it to do, like, the wide smile. I don't think it's like half my mouth. Oh, that's a very flattering face. Again, I think it's because of the glasses. But yeah, if I try this again, this is not happening on camera. Okay, so there is another one, and it's 450. Amazing. Okay. Seeing my face differently for some reason. Oh, my eyebrows ruined that one. I don't think this one's happening. The fact that the eyes are basically almost closed and it's still tracking like line of sight is crazy. Nice. Oh, that first one was so good. Tongue out, check. Okay, that is... Eyebrows, what the fuck? That was nearly perfect! What are you talking about? What kind of bullshit is this? Hey. Still almost pretty good. I'm feeling relatively positive about this. What the fuck, Mouth? I'm gonna keep trying. Hey Google, turn on 1. Also, I think I'm gonna recalibrate the camera just a little bit. Gotta love that double chin, reminding me that. Okay. I got more lights on. Hopefully recalibrated. I was not expecting that score. Oh, my eyebrows weren't high enough. Again, a much higher score than I thought. I need to get at least like 80 in each one. I'm feeling pretty good. No! 45. No, I need to get 90 in every. Oh my god. What am I thinking? 80. Alright, well, let's keep pulling funny faces. Oh. Okay. We're good, and so far we have 13 points of leeway. Oh, that is so close. Okay, we're still in it. We have like 9 points of leeway, or 10 points. Two points of leeway, maybe? I think I need to go glasses off for this one. Oh, come on, please. Yes! I've never been so happy to have made a funny face. Hey Google, turn off 1 and 2. Oh my god. Please don't require the camera anymore. That was awful. I have to show that to my friends. A clear image in the dark. Even in darker lighting, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is capable of taking pictures. Even if you're in a dimly lit room at night, its sensor can pick up small amounts of light, which allow the camera to capture a clear image. However, a problem can arise if the camera tries to brighten the image in a dark environment. Image noise can be introduced from power supplies or heat, making the image even brighter. This may result in a muddied look. Normally, it would be possible to tell whether the muddiness is due to the image noise or a light spot. So how does the camera handle this? Here's an example. If there were no light spots in the previous image, then image noise is probably to blame. The camera constantly checks the image feed like this. It uses a number of different methods to try to eliminate as many sources of noise as possible. The Nintendo Switch 2 camera was designed with brightness in mind. We wanted it to be able to capture people's faces brightly and clearly. First, the camera detects where your face is, then it brightens the image to bring out your face, even if the background becomes too bright in the process. The camera prioritizes making faces brighter and clearer. Because of this, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is not well suited for capturing plain landscapes. One thing you'll have noticed about the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is that it comes with a stand. It's a handy thing. You can use a stand to quickly position the camera for use in any mode, whether it's TV mode or tabletop mode or handheld mode. It won't move or fall over easily and has been designed to help the camera capture a clear image no matter where you place it. But that's not all. If you've ever used a camera that captures your face from below, perhaps the resulting picture wasn't very flattering. With the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, its tall stand means you won't have to worry as much about it being too low. You can also position the camera however you want in order to achieve the optimal angle. Finally, there's one more benefit to the stand's height. It's tall enough that you can place the camera behind the Nintendo Switch 2 dock and still get a good view. If you want to use a USB camera with the Nintendo Switch 2, it does not have to be the specific Nintendo Switch 2 camera. Nintendo Switch 2 is compatible with other USB cameras, so if you happen to own a USB camera, you may be able to use it if you connect it to the Nintendo Switch 2 console. However, it really depends on the USB camera itself. If you're not sure, you can select Test USB Camera within the system settings, which can be accessed from the home menu. Then try connecting your USB camera. But of course, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera will be sure to work with the Nintendo Switch 2. An easy and versatile camera. It's been specifically designed for Nintendo Switch 2. So whether you're playing in TV mode, tabletop mode, or handheld mode, it should be pretty easy to use. If the camera is connected to the console's upper USB Type-C connector, you can change play modes without even having to disconnect it. You can actually plug it into the regular USB-A port as well. Endoscopes. Okay, that should be it for camera area, yeah? Meaning that it's back to the other Joy-Con. Coloring this in is satisfying, but doing it quickly is so tough. The kid over there is really good, though. There must be some trick to it. Yeah, I got 2 clear medals. Huh? You want another trick? Just don't be afraid of sticking out. I think there's some more mini games in this area, but there's more to see. Let's check under the ladder. We're pretty much right beneath the directional buttons. I remember the Nintendo 64 control stick had the insight. Control stick the insight talked about. How many hours did I log on that thing? Well, it really brings back memories. Is this mouse? Fill the marked area quickly. It almost feels like there's always going to be a third hidden one, but I don't want that to be the case. Also, these medals could certainly add much faster. Right. Color in shapes. Star. It's such a pleasing orange color. Eh. Oh my god. You bitch. That's not enough. Such a harsh judge. I've left more out-of-place pixels in my thumbnails and cared less about it. I keep on forgetting about, like, literally the shape's height. I know that I missed a spot. I just want to finish it. Wait. So you're telling me 25 seconds is the goal? It hits me so hard because I don't feel like I'm clicking in those areas. That one, I clearly did, though. It was not fast enough either. I feel like my mouse is turning on its own. It is! Why are you rotating? Okay. I realized that it was doing things against my will. And because of that, it's causing problems. Sorry, bear with me. Just finishing that task that I told myself that I needed to finish. Even though it's super not important. But if I didn't do it now, I'd forget about it. Oh my god, I have enough. Snake! I already saw that one of the things was 12. That was not a 12-second. That was a 12-second, though. Is there faster? There sure is. Okay, there is slight forgiveness. Not that much, though. Yeah, it's too wild, unpredictable. Okay. Oh my god, I even thought that I wasn't gonna get it because I was going backwards. That's amazing. No, 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 no. No, thank you. I am the quickest of them all. Here are Joy-Con 2 control sticks, different from the control sticks of the past. And what exactly were past Nintendo control sticks like? Nintendo and control sticks. For decades now, Nintendo controllers have had control sticks. The first Nintendo controller to feature a control stick was the Nintendo 64 controller from way back in 1996. Then came the Nintendo GameCube controller, which has both a control stick and a dedicated C stick. The Nunchuck for the Wii has a control stick, while the Classic controller and the Classic Pro controller, also for Wii, have both L and R sticks. The Wii U Gamepad and Wii U Pro controller both also have L and R sticks, along with the Joy-Con and the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. How many of these controllers did you recognize? We've been reshaping and improving the controllers as time goes on. I'm old, so all of them. At the bottom of each control stick, there's a part that touches the spot where the electricity flows. So when a stick is tilted, the part that touches the spot moves depending on the degree of the tilt. When the part that's touching the spot moves, the strength of the electrical flow changes. The computer detects this and knows how much the control stick is being tilted. This mechanism can detect even the slightest of movements, which allows for very precise controls. The Joy-Con 2 control sticks have been given some attention. We wanted the controls to feel nice and comfortable. To that end, we've made sure that they move smoothly and don't feel like they're snagging. They also snap back to the center. It will make sense once you compare it to the control sticks on the Joy-Con. Easier to use sticks. The Joy-Con 2 control sticks have changed a lot from the Joy-Con control sticks of the Nintendo Switch. They're bigger and easier to place on your fingers on. They can also move a little wider. And the control sticks are a little easier to press in. Multiple efforts were made to make them easier to use. Is anything done to prevent drift? Wait a minute. Bigger. Snap back. Electrical flow. Which of the following control consoles does not include control sticks on its controllers? for the downstairs. Taking a hands-on look at VRR, variable refresh rate. When there are a whole bunch of characters on screen and the game starts to struggle displaying them, the screen can start to look jittery, but the role of VRR is to prevent that. How honestly, this is a pretty complex topic. But to give VRR tech demo a try, you might get a better understanding about what I mean by jittery. Again, I try to do as much as I can on the actual console, but not much helping that. If you don't see the difference if we toggle between variable frame rate and VRR at 20 FPS. I don't really get it, but I can tell it stuttered less with VRR. It's kind of tough for me to understand how VRR works. Have you read the Insight to Area B called Less Choppy? It explains VRR. The Nintendo Switch 2 buttons are bigger than those on the Nintendo Switch. Now, think about it, they aren't easier to press. Buttons are easier to press. Hidden screws. How does a Joy-Con 2 controller stay together? It's held tight with number of screws. There are 4 total. Can you tell where they are? Try to find them. Nah. Oh, there's 2 that I see, but they're probably underneath the paper. 2 screws on the side attach the main body. But on the other side, no screws are visible at first glance. The other 2 are hidden by a lid. Thanks to this, the screws in their surroundings are less likely to get dirty. It also makes screws less noticeable and prevents them from being touched during play. How the buttons work. Underneath the Joy-Con 2 buttons is a dome-shaped piece of metal. And beneath that, an incomplete circuit. When you press down a button, the dome bends downward. The dome touches the circuit and completes it. The computer catches this and knows which button's been pressed. All told, it's a pretty simple mechanism. There's a metal dome under each button. Sorry. Have I really been playing this for 2 hours now? The Joy-Con 2 controller's SL and SR buttons are much larger than the SL and SR buttons on the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controllers. As a matter of fact, they're significantly larger. AP and XY buttons and directional buttons are bigger too. This makes them easier to use. They're bigger. Metal. 4. You can learn about how the Joy-Con 2 magnetic connectors move slightly. You can learn a little bit about magnetic circuits too. Pretty brainy, huh? Detaching controllers requires a little force. The release buttons are used to detach the Joy-Con 2 controllers from the console. We made it so that you can detach the controllers easily, even with very little force. When you press the release button, a small rod juts out of the controller. The rod pushes against the main body of the console. You shouldn't need to press the button very hard to reach this point. Using the principle of leverage, it pushes against the console with over twice the usual force. The magnets that attach the controllers to the console are strong, yes, but if they're separated by even a short distance, they become very weak. When the rod pushes against the console, the controller moves away just a little. This makes it easy to detach. Also, the direction in which you press the release button is the same direction that you pull to detach the Joy-Con 2 controllers. This detail makes it even easier to remove. Joy-Con 2 controllers attach firmly to the console. Why is this? Well, it's not just because the magnets are very strong. The console and the S and L and SR buttons form a strong magnetic circuit. To create this strong circuit, we simulated lots of different combinations and positions. Out of those, we selected the magnetic circuit that resulted in the strongest possible configuration. In this case, it makes the circuit less likely to cause issues. This means it won't interfere with other magnetic parts. One way the Nintendo Switch 2 console and Joy-Con 2 controllers are linked is via connectors. These connectors can't slide around much. They're designed to move only very slightly. Even if the controllers are not perfectly lined up when you attach them, the connectors will do the rest of the work. Their position should line up perfectly. I've read all the insights too, but some of the quizzes were a challenge. But it looks like you've been breezing right through them all. I'm impressed. Alright, what's missing? Aw, damn, we don't have enough clear metals. Alright, I don't think it's down here. Okay, so match the rumble. Hold one Joy-Con as normal and hold the other like a mouse. Okay. $18 moves? Ugh. Closer. Okay, try again. No, I'm already. It's a hammer. That's the tape measure. Oh no, that was the wind-up clock, I think. Maybe. Bam. Honestly, for me, the ones with Rumble are some of the harder games. Okay, just gotta find the last stand. Last time it was a chip, right? Oh, okay, good. Okay, let's take a look here. We're starting to actually complete some areas, which is good. Oh god. And there's this stuff. $120? I'm amazed that I made it through that gap, though. That was the one, too. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. I just need to see if there isn't... There can't be. Oh my... my god, there is another one. There's a hidden thing. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Which means that there is a shorter time in every one of them, right? Yeah, no, this is not happening. I know my limits. That'd be a hole in one. It annoys me that all of them will probably have the same thing. Okay. It's not happening right now. Click quick. Do it faster. When they're that far away. I feel like I've never been good with mouse controls. Just in general, playing this. Granted, I will say, I didn't ever really play FPS games on the computer. One of them damn controller kids. I kind of think some of it's all about the placement. Oh. I already misclicked anyway. So close. That's with a 0.51. I hate that some of this stuff is so addictive. Finally. The thing that sucks is that now that I've been checking, I know that there's like a faster one. But again, fuck that. Alright. It says it's nightmare mode. Probably gonna suck. You may think that everything up to part 3 has been pretty tough, but part 4 is your reality check. You might call it a spike in difficulty. I have a feeling that I'm gonna need 2 people for this. I'm amazed I got 4. Nope. The mice got backwards. Hold on a tick. I don't know if this is going to be true, but I want to try something. No, it's not true. I don't think that you can hide. Yeah, you cannot hide. I move both of them with one hand. Nope, that's not gonna work. Because they don't start off close enough. And then I flip them in my mind. Okay. No, no, no. I did part of it. I'll get somebody else to help me out with the other one. Because to me, if that feels like a two-player thing. I made that look effortless. No, no, no. You're blind. Okay. Well, I'm gonna finish this up and then swap to a different game. But first, I'll take a precursory step into a new area. So we're in like the accessory land now. Alright, well, we can work on this stuff later. Alright, thanks for watching this. I'll be right back with more. Here in just a moment. 5-minute break, I think, is in order. Alright, later, kids.